Hello, hello, it is I, Luxie. How you all do today? You better be good. Ow. So it's hot out. I don't feel like building Legos. But we're gonna keep it Pokemon themed. And Pokopia it is. Because I have to do the Jirachi event, which I haven't done because I'm a slacker and it's okay. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm a puddle, playing a puddle. And that's okay. But I have no idea what I was doing in this game. Look how cute! Aww. Ooh, I like shiny. I understand. Yay! I learned things. Nope, this is a button. No. Oh, you're gonna be in the store, aren't you? Oh, but these are all cute. I need wish notes. Alright. This. What I do here? Ooh, look at that. Gengar. Alright, so I have to make wish notes and then give them to Pokemon with their requests. How any of that works, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. I know if there are Pokemon in need, though? Get raided! How dare! How you all do? Thank you for the raid and welcome, raiders. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you're in the general area of the United States that's hot, like I'm at, I hope you're staying cool. Because this heat is gross. We don't like that here. I don't like that. It's so warm. It's not just that it's warm, it's also humid, and it's absolutely disgusting out. We're last seen playing Hades, the first one, yeah? I never played the first one. I did play the second one. I need to go back to it at some point. Even if I work on it. That's what's crazy is, like, I'm northern US and, like, I mean, you get the occasional, like, hot weeks during the summer. It's not that it's unusual, but, like, oh my god, please stop. It's too far up. Love your model. This is my Ditto model for I like using it, playing this. My model mom is like, hey, do you want something kind of cursed and funny? And I'm like, okay, sure. And then she gave me this. So this exists because of that. She likes making cursed things, and it scares me, to be completely honest with you. I'm trying to remember how to play this game. But yeah, no. This wasn't supposed to exist. It's fine. Why does it feel like my Switch volume just went up for no reason? I love it. It's cursed but cute. It's ridiculous. It's so goopy. It is really great. When she made it, I think she was gonna expect me to be like, no, that's awful, and I'm like, no, I need it. It's okay to raid and run, by all means. Get that self-care in. Get some noms, hug a plushie, read a book. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again. How dare y'all raid me like this, though? That's just rude. Rude. It sure influenced me. I can't remember either. I really don't remember what I was doing in this game. I stopped playing it for a while because I was building the... Normally on Mondays I'm building the Pokemon Lego set. And I didn't want to do it today because it's hot. And I just didn't feel like it. So I'm like, hey, I'll just play this again because Jirachi's in the game. And I have no idea what I'm doing. But I am here. And it's okay. How do I use these wish notes, though? Can I just be like, look at this? Hey, here's a wish note? No. Does not look like that is... What am I supposed to do with these? Wait. Oh, you know what would probably help? I made them, didn't I? What is it? Oh, they're right here. I'm just, you know what? We don't need to talk about it. So can I just be like, hey. Okay, never mind. Are you giving me a gift? It's a carrot. It's 3 carrots. Hell yeah. That's not... Can I, like, show you these wish notes, though? Now that I know that they're actually in my inventory. No. Okay. So I'm still not sure how to use those directions. Unclear! It's so flipping out. It is! I hope you're trying to stay cool. Hey, do you want to, like... No. Okay. Jirachi never really actually kind of said what to do with the wish notes. Hey, Scyther, can you, like, not... Ah, that's right, my name is Lexito. um... Oh. Oh! I get it. So they have to have a quest. Scyther gave me trash. I got it. Okay. I understand. Let's go see what everyone's up to here before I go to the other towns. I'd like to ask Bulbasaur if it's humid enough here now. Because it's really freaking humid where I'm at. Just like to note my displeasure. Why do I have just a carrot here? Okay. Trace of a Pokemon. Oh, they gave a secondary for that. Love. Oh, I need to... That would destroy the house. See, I didn't get an extra of that during that event. That kind of stinks. What else we got here? Beans! Anyways. Yeah, like today was hot, but like I'm not looking forward to tomorrow because it's supposed to be even warmer here, and I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. I don't. A lot of tomatoes, but I don't know what I actually need them for. Wait. Makes more beans. I have so many beans. Yep, I want to open the same box again. Yeah. Alright. Let's, wait. None of these boxes make sense. Did I leave them like this? I guess that kind of makes sense. I'll build the materials. Alright. I'm just missing my usual, like, farm box. I guess that's technically this, it's just I filled it all already. I don't know why I have a cutting board in my inventory. I just have a random loaf of bread. Must be loaf. Ooh, what's this? Two shrubs around it, huh? Seems like no one else has any quests here. Oh, you do. Maybe. Oh. It wasn't you that had it. It was you? Of course you can, you cutie pie. You can ask me anything. Brush! Brett! I didn't see you. Yes, absolutely. Bother me. Bother me. I'm so sorry. Don't talk to me about my backlog, Delta. Don't do it. Okay. Yes, take the wish note. I need more starry themed things. I need all the things. Wait, what do I need? No, come back. Oh, what she said. Can I make that? I need clay. How do I get raspberry tea? buy it. Maybe I can just buy the tea set. I don't have a Roserade yet. I mean, you can just enter bread. Huh. Yes, I'm gonna have to find a Roserade. Alright.
Hi.
Hello. How you do?
Doing well enough to hang out, but not well enough to stream. And Ace,
Aww.
I don't have cookie, but I do have fresh flatbread I made.
You're a note.
Okay.
Not you.
Oh, okay.
Ace is the newt.
He's a penguin that's having a stroke?
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Oh, no.
He's always raging, so it actually, you know what? That kind of fits.
I'm so sorry, Ace. There's another thing that I can insult you with. I apologize.
No. Don't be sorry. That's funny.
Okay.
Hey, where's my cookie, though?
If I sent you cookies after you just paid me, you'd be very upset. So I'm waiting.
You know what? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm trying. Also, I had to make a clip, so that's why I didn't come in as soon as you said you can come in. So.
Ah, you good?
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, a new clip was posted on Luxie's YouTube today. Check it out.
No.
It wasn't? It should have been. Hold on. My schedule.
No, it probably was. Okay. I'm just being an ass. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was the one where your layers weren't labeled correctly.
What layers?
Your art layers.
We don't talk about those.
You were shunning me for my inability to have things as said as well.
Yeah. We don't talk about the layers.
It's not Bruno. I'm sure we can.
No, we cannot. No. Speaking of, I did get my adapter. I could probably plug in my tablet and draw stuff.
Ooh, that's exciting.
But I've never used... Well, I shouldn't say I've never used Clip Studio. It's been like 7 years since I've used Clip Studio, so I don't remember anything about it.
'Tis been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Plush Central! Oh. They made it a habitat! I can do this! Oh, but I don't think I have the Dragonite yet. I can summon another thing with this one.
Good news! It looks like you have something to do on...
Wait!
You don't have the mental capacity for Legos.
I do not. I just didn't feel like building them. I felt like just sitting here, enjoying the air conditioner that's right next to me.
Yeah.
And being a puddle.
Are you allowed to do that on Twitch?
We'll find out.
Okay.
I don't think I have a Dragonite.
I mean, they do let Dittos on stream, so I guess it has to be fine, right? He's basically just angry gelatin.
I'm not angry.
Sorry, spiteful gelatin.
I'm not spiteful yet. Do I have a Dragonite? All the dolls I have, I think I've found? Oop. Wait. thought this was my house. I'm confused. Oh wait, no, I moved. Didn't I?
That's a cute little log cabin.
Is it because I moved into this one? It is a cute log cabin. I like how they're little log cabins. It is because I'm in here. So I have Arcanine, I have Eevee, I have 2 Pikachus. I think I have another. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Eevees. But I don't think I have a Dragonite. I have Clefairy. Oh look, there's 3 Eevees. They're multiplying.
So it's your best day.
Multiplying plushies? Fuck yeah.
I meant just about Eevees. Also, like multiplying Eevees would be
I mean,
fine.
Eevees are good too.
Isn't there an episode of something where like plushies start multiplying because they're a parasitic host, invasive species, or something like that?
Probably. I'm just not sure where I can get the Dragonite. No, don't catch me. You can't catch me. You can't even use a Master Ball. I'm uncatchable.
Not with Pokeballs. You gotta do snacks.
Snacks increase your chances.
Mm-hmm.
Decorations on demand. Do today. I don't have a tea set. I don't know what to do for you. Isn't there a way I could fucking...
Can you craft a tea set?
No. I need Roserade tea and I don't have that. I don't even know what that is. I don't even have a Roserade, so really.
This might be a silly question. Looking at Roserade, are you plucking their petals to make the tea, or are they just... How are you receiving this tea?
I don't know, because I don't have it yet. I can let you know if I do.
Concerned.
I mean... Maybe the petals drop, and they just collect them, and then they're like, here you go. I don't need these anymore. You can make tea.
So would that make the petals like their hair?
You're asking too many questions.
Listen, this is a... I think I'm asking the correct questions. There's a lot of things about Pokemon that no one wants to talk about.
You are just asking questions. I don't have answers to. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sure they show up somewhere. I just need to figure out where. Yeah, look at my sand hut.
It's a hut.
It does the job. I do have a minute. You're the only spider I like. And Joltik. Joltik's probably cuter, but it's fine. I have no idea. Mushrooms! Monsters! Stop that. You stop that. Sorry for that. Oh, that's right. No, I gave you trash and you give me stuff.
Wally
Yeah.
situation?
No, Trubbish you like give trash and you get iron. I think it's trash. I don't remember. Okay. I can make a shower. That's different.
Hygiene's important.
I don't think. Oh, I don't have any. Well, I have 5 on me. It's fine.
That's a great question, Monster. But what would a pirate Pokemon game entail? Like, are you guys in a ship? Is Whalelord your vessel? Like, is it like a Pinocchio situation where you're sitting inside its mouth? Or like, what's going on? I see. I see.
Oh wait, this place seems great. You're a new Pokemon. Yes. That would be kind of a cool idea for Pokemon to do, like, kind of like how they did their mystery dungeon games, but like do a pirate themed one.
My only real caveat to that is, how exactly would they sail? Because, like, you have ones that know, like, whirlwind, surf, and things like that, but, like, that's not really sailing.
Close enough.
You're right, my bad.
I don't remember who this hut's for.
Oh, Gloom.
Captain Pikachu. I would love that. Wooden birdhouse, huh? That I think I can make.
Doesn't Gloom eat birds?
You know, Brett. We don't talk about that here.
There's a lot of predators in your base, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Am I just...
We don't...
sorry, I'm concerned for the ecosystem.
Lumber and leaf. I don't have any of that, huh? I've got nothing. Okay, cool. I kind of really am digging that idea, though. Not gonna lie. I like the idea of it. I already summoned one of you, though. I have to get some more lumber, which means I have to find more lumber or make Scyther get busy. Actually, if I don't recall, Scyther... made a bunch in the community chest on the other side.
Is Mew in this game?
I don't know. Maybe?
I'm going to look it up, but I will not spoil it for you.
I don't. I've seen the list of them, but I don't remember if Mew's in part of that or not. Oh, you know what? I think I need Piplup for this. Something. Oh god. Oh, that's all over me. Is it that I needed Piplup? I don't care. Piplup's the best. Let me. Yeah, it's Bubbles that'll take care of it. Nope, I don't want to cut. Bleh. I think there's only so much I can use Piplup in a day.
Your Ditto mod, not mod, your Ditto model is still very cute though. It's nice to see you use it again.
No. That's implying I'm cute.
I said your model specifically, so that way this wouldn't become a discussion or debate.
Too late.
I'm trying to be nice, and you're finding fault. What do you want from me? Is it blood? I'll give you blood.
I mean...
Don't ask where I got it from, though.
Well, now that's just... You don't say that.
What am I supposed to say? Lupin. See. I have things I want to say, but my brain is not letting me articulate them. How are you doing, Lupin? It's been a bit. Oh, no, trust me, I understand, and it's unfortunate.
I don't think I have a move that could break that yet. Oh, Rock Smash. That's actually convenient. Yes, I need that.
much about this game. Can you evolve the Pokemon on your island or no?
No.
Okay.
You just find them at all various stages.
Gotcha.
It's just Animal Crossing, except instead of peeps, you've got Pokemon.
Never played Animal Crossing.
It's okay. Like, I've played it a lot, but like, it never really keeps my interest all that long.
Sure.
But like,
It's
this
one of
one's a little bit better.
Daily task games. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Like, there's not enough to really, like, even... The problem with Animal Crossing is it time gates you with literally everything, and it just gets really annoying because it's based on real time. So, this has some time gating because it is also based on real time, but, like, it's not as bad. So at least you can still do stuff and not feel like you're fucking useless catching sea bass for hours because there's nothing else you can do to progress something.
Yeah. And not, you know, physically cheat by altering the time on your Switch.
Right. I actually think if you do that in the Pokemon game, it, like, doesn't do anything.
Oh. Game Freak's like, no fun for you.
Yeah, because people are trying to time skip to get to Jirachi, and they're just like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. What's the, Perpetual Mess gets a Growlithe. Oh, that's adorable.
That's very accurate, too. It's just puppy behavior.
It is, too. Boxes and looks like puzzle pieces.
You know, you could also say that those boxes are just, like, card boxes, and it's basically just Lupin. Yep. Lupin,
I'm
you can't take my
assuming
joke 'cause I'm about to
that's
say them.
a specific item that I don't have yet. Because they look different. I could have sworn I could have made...
You're gonna do great, May. Fingers crossed.
Why is it like saying I can't build toy blocks when I very clearly have toy blocks in other habitats?
Did you buy them in the store / get them from other mods?
You know... Possible. Very possible.
Very possible. Lexi, have we talked about what your preferred team of 6 would be if you could have them?
I think at one point.
Has that changed or no?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember who I picked, so...
We'll pretend. We'll rewind. So, Lexi, what is your preferred 6? Like, if you could just have 6 Pokemon, just for everyday use, not for combat or to like become a Poke champion, just like
Whatever
these are
day's
your 6
combat.
guys. Yeah.
Well... Definitely Luxray, because Luxray's always been in my party since I played Diamond Pearl.
Right.
Sprigatito. Clearly. Piplup. Because of Dorbs.
Sure.
Would be water type, grass type, nature type. That really depends what I'm doing in a day. What other Pokemon would I pick? I like so many Pokemon.
I know, I'm the worst kind of person to make you make decisions.
There's so many Pokemon. Yeah, well, that's the great thing about Pokemon. Normally, you don't have to make these decisions, Brett. You can just swap them out whenever you want.
You have one Lulu and one Lupa. Do you think you handle 6 other creatures you have to take care of?
You didn't have to go like that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I also don't specify Lupin or Lulu as creatures, but for the analogy.
If it's not based on battling, then
Unless
I can be pretty
you're
open to
doing
other
dog
choices.
fighting with your pets.
I mean, you don't.
No, they're usually busy fighting each other.
What? What?
I think Lupa didn't care that much for me calling him a creature.
Oh. I didn't think this would be a hard question, but apparently it is.
I'm sorry.
If I had to do it, I guess, if it's not because I'm battling all the time, I would pick a Psyduck because Psyducks are adorable. Lately I have had a thing for Clefable. I did search a lot for Clefables, or Clefairy's card. So we do that. What would be the 6th?
You want to pick a legendary? Or like a mystic?
Out of legendaries? Boy, there's a lot of choices there.
I know, next time we hang out like this, I won't ask such tough questions.
I'm gonna need like a list and
You want me to DM you a list real quick? Legendary
no,
Pokemon?
I know, well, because the ones I like are already at the top of my head. It's really hard because I think my favorite like legendaries is Xerneas and Reshiram.
Okay.
My favorite out of those two? I guess I'd have to go with Reshiram because Dragon.
That's fair.
Xerneas is really cool though too.
Yeah. And also with a dragon, you get to fly around, so you never have to pay for a plane again.
That's true.
Or need a car.
Yep. I like that. I like this plan. Why does it feel like I can't build toy blocks and I know I've been able to build toy blocks? I have to check my stuff at home. Because I feel like I've got stuff. What would your team be? For just hanging out?
Just for hanging out, I'd want a Quagsire, Snorlax, a Flareon, because you gotta have at least one evolution, I thought, but my bad.
My bad. I like the evolutions, but like there's just other cooler Pokemon.
No, for sure, for sure.
Also, I'd pick
my
Vaporeon
mystic
because that's the best.
We're not
Anyways.
gonna get into the meat and
Anyways.
potatoes of that. Yeah, yeah. Quagsire, Snorlax, Mew, Flareon.
I'm so confused why I don't have.
I'm fairly basic. I like my Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon because that's the
No,
those are
not
the last
you.
games
You're
I've
fine.
played to completion. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say probably Dragonite and.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Dragonite or Lugia. I think I would have to jump between those two. But if I already have a Quagsire, like I don't need another water type, you know?
I just went without having to do types. Like if they're just like everyday Pokemon, types
Yeah.
aren't required.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually also thinking like what kind of Pokemon deck I build, like what cards do I just want in there. That's where
Yeah.
my brain's at.
So like I have puzzle blocks, so like I can make these, but why can I not make these? Am I just? I'm so confused.
Oh, a Cubone because I somehow keep accidentally collecting strays and they keep claiming that I'm their parent or sibling.
Ah! That's
it would
fucked
be
up.
kind of like Misty's Psyduck. It just
Yeah.
kind of keeps following them around. And I'd be like, oh, hi. Like, what are you doing, buddy? And it just keeps, like, offering me things like, oh, thank you, bud. I
Fucked up,
appreciate
but
you.
funny.
Is it wrong? Are you going to sit here and tell me that I'm wrong?
I'm just saying it's fucked up, but funny.
Don't worry, you're more of a Marowak than a Cubone. And
Oh, gee, thanks. I think.
mostly because, like, the Ghost variant, I feel like you'd rock that shit.
Oh, I must have just bought them.
Yeah,
Huh.
the Alolan Marowak. Fire Ghost type, that's very...
Dude, Alolan Marowak is really good though.
Yeah, it's like the shiny variant, that purple,
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
that's very you.
That, you know what? Not mad at it. Not mad at that one bit. Okay, so that was an item that I bought. I could have sworn I can make it too, but I guess I can't.
Also, Fire Ghost type is just a good pairing.
So I can't. It is. So I can't summon a Growlithe yet. Sorry, Lupin.
Okay, so if you're the Alolan Marowak, are you saying Lupin's a Growlithe?
He bite.
He bite? I mean, there's plenty of good dog type of Pokemon. He doesn't just have to be a Growlithe.
No, he's a Growlithe.
Not a Poochyena?
No.
No.
Though funny. That would be funny. Oh wait, I bought
That
you
would be
a.
funny. Or, my Bostiff. I could also see that one.
Ah! Oh, it's one of the newer ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, I think, like, Gen 8? I think.
You wanted a birdhouse. I bought a birdhouse. Done.
But that definitely makes Ace, the Graveard, the little candle, like, ghost Pokemon.
The pupper?
The Pupper, 100%.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Buns.
Buns, hello, how you do? May, you have binders for art? That's actually kind of cool. I don't have that. I have art on my walls, though, of cards that are in a binder somewhere, probably. I really need to play this game during the day and experience time other than night.
That would require you to have enough free time to do that.
Yeah. I'm doing okay. I'm hot, but I'm doing okay.
But not in the, the lewd way, like they're just roasting.
Just roasting.
Yeah,
I'm a toasted Lexi.
Yeah, nope, see, I tried to warn you, Buns. I tried.
Yeah, I'm just a toasted Lexi. Also, how dare you?
What'd I do?
Not you.
Oh, you can't be surprised when I ask for clarification.
You're not wrong.
Thank you.
I should have brought Piplup along. I did not mean to take part of the pier, but part of the pier I took. Alright.
Oh, pier.
You just did that, didn't you?
If it's there, I might as well.
So these boxes are... Wait a minute. It's these boxes. So I can just... I just need toy blocks. I wonder if I can find toy blocks somewhere. So I need brick, which I think Torchic makes. Hey, look at me planning ahead. That's not enough bricks. Damn it. I don't have any clay on me.
Oh, Buns, what I do a lot of stuff that just makes Luxie say, how dare. You just be minding my own business, and they're just like, how dare.
Yeah, okay. Just minding your own business.
Yes, doing bread things. I realize it's a crime to do bread things.
Sometimes. Only sometimes.
Only sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of flack for only sometimes.
Well, that's not my fault.
Is it only sometimes because we hang out so infrequently?
Probably.
Oh, this is fine.
I don't remember where I get clay. But I must get it from somewhere here.
Maybe you have to go on like the other islands?
Oh, I did. That's how...
I don't know. I've never played the game. I'm just...
I just don't know. I don't remember where I got it from.
Let me look it up for you.
I swear. I was like, that's a weird block. No, it's this gray circle thorn. Okay. Maybe.
Okay, well, I think I found it, but are you looking for squishy clay?
Does that make bricks?
I'll I'll look it up. Hang on.
I don't want to assume there's more than one type of clay, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. I found clay.
Yeah, they're... Yeah, in the withered wasteland near the cave systems, yeah. Or on the
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just found one on the beach. Okay. There's probably more in the wasteland, unless I find more.
Yeah, I almost said a spoiler though, so I don't know how far you're in the game, so I'm gonna...
There's caves here too.
Secret tunnel.
Light brown rock. That's not... Yeah, I didn't think I understand that. Alright. I'm just curious where there's more clay blocks here, though. Oh. Ah! Plop!
And yet, didn't take him for someone who'd appreciate, you know, a watermill. Good for him.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Also, I didn't realize you had basic engineering practices as a ditto. My bad.
Don't worry about it.
I feel like I should.
That was probably already here, and I just started the water, and it made a habitat on accident.
Are these archived on your archive channel?
Probably?
Well, then you guys should check out, because Lexi does have an archive channel. If you want to see what happened last time, so you can tell Lexi how silly they are for forgetting these things.
I'm not silly.
No? Not even a little bit?
No. I opened the door when I could have just walked through the wall.
So see, that's a little silly. That's a little silly.
But I need more clay.
I'll be back.
You Pokemon! Who dat? Oh. I guess. Wingle. That's adorable. I can thumbs up now, guys. I mean, I didn't need the clay. Oh, maybe I didn't find a scooter. Thought I had. Maybe not. I can't talk to you here, Zubat. Wait, what do I have? Oh, a spinner rack makes fine.
Just as I thought.
What?
Alexia, I hate to tell you this, but you're still cute, even after I left.
No.
We can make it a poll
No.
if we want democracy to thrive.
No.
No?
No.
You don't want democracy to thrive, or no, you don't want to have a poll?
No.
Alright. Just this once, though. Hi Zushi, welcome in.
Okay. Chuvy, hello. How you do? Hope you're having a good start to your week.
I mean, obviously it's better because they are getting to hang out with you for a few minutes.
Hey.
I mean, why else would they have clicked onto the stream?
Hey.
Why else would they have subscribed?
Hey.
B?
You stop that. Oh my god. Why did I say okay to this today? clearly going crazy.
Because I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah? Are ya? Are ya?
Try. I'm trying. I'm trying really hard.
Seems like it.
I really am.
Uh-huh. So I just need to wait for those bricks to be done. Which I don't know how long that's going to take. So...
I can look that up for you. It takes a few minutes when processed by a fire-type Pokemon.
Okay.
It can take a few minutes up to 30 minutes to break bricks, depending on the amount of squishy clay you give your Pokemon.
Oh, so that won't take that long then.
Yeah, the process scales with volume.
I only gave 6 pieces, so that won't be that bad. I know the whole point of me playing this game is so I could play with other people in this game, but like I can't help but like get stuck in these beginning areas.
Because of perfectionism or just...
No, just I don't know. I just like chilling.
I feel that. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of the best games are better, even if they have multiplayer options, they're just better to play by yourself.
But yeah, but like I want to play with peeps too.
I hate to tell you this, Lexi, but before I buy any sort of Switch, I'm buying a Nintendo 64 because it's cheaper.
Or you could buy Switch before it gets even more expensive.
I could buy 2 Nintendo 64s with games for the price of 1 Switch 2 right now.
As I said, yeah, before it gets more expensive. Where the fuck is yellow grass? Oh. Probably right where now.
But how am I supposed to invite my friends over to play Nintendo 64 and have pizza if I have a Switch? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, you can play 64 games on your Switch.
It is not the same, and you know it.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Are you trying to say that you are trying to invite me to play games, or you're trying to bully me to play games with you on the Switch?
No.
No?
But eventually be. You know, we could play games. I want to do the Splatoon Raiders game. Son of a bitch.
I've never played Splatoon.
You probably wouldn't play the other ones maybe as much because they're PvP, but this one's going to be a PvE that they're doing, and I'm very excited for that.
I also just want to have an excuse or such reason to go play through Halo 1 again, but I don't own it. I know the Master Chief Collection's a thing, but...
I was going to say, Master Chief Collection, you get them all.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
there's the
I don't need
new
any
one,
after
but...
3.
Well, you get them anyways.
I don't need any after
Well,
3.
you would get them anyways.
But I don't... Can
But
I
you
give
would
them away?
No.
Oh. But why would you need any after 3?
I mean, Reach.
Reach is okay. I will not deny Reach
An
is
ODST.
fine.
Oh my god, are you saying it to the best fucking Halo game ever made?
Hang on. It's been 15 years? Hang on, or 10... what year is it?
That hurts me. Why do you hurt me like this? Why?
You told me you called me like 45 years old last time we hung out. What do you mean?
Because you act like... Oh my god.
I do remember Halo.
Yeah, Reach and ODST are like prime Halos. Everything after that,
Yeah, after
you don't
2009,
need.
basically. Not 2010 for Reach. I remember enjoying Halo Wars as well. Very different game, obviously, but it was still fun.
That was a tactical one, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of like, just looking at it's a game where you're the U.S. government and you have like a SWAT team to help deal with aliens. What's that
I think
called?
Brett
XCOM.
deserves punishment. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
After these past few months, I don't think I could handle any more punishment if I'm being
This
so
is a
for
different kind of punishment.
real. I'm flattered, Luxie, but I'm not ready for that sort of
No,
emotional attachment.
You're fine.
Thanks. Ace, you were still in diapers when those games were coming out. I don't know what you're trying to talk about or say.
Oh, he's got a point. He's got a point, Ace.
Considering I have 3 younger siblings that I would change diapers of, I'm aware of the dangers of diapers. And you started throwing feces at me like a dog. I'm gonna put your face in it.
Oh, I must still have clay left over. Damn. Yeah, it's not all done yet. You, however, can go here. I need a bulldoze Pokemon. Oh. That means there's a Pokemon I haven't found yet. I don't think I've even found a Pokemon that does bulldoze in this area. I used all that ore in the Pokemon Center. I wonder if I only two. Got garbage. Trogfish. Okay, change. What's cheaper? So then I can make showerhead for Piplup. Who is that cute us? That's you. Boy, I don't know these.
Hold on, I got you. I got you.
No, that's alright.
Oh, okay.
I hear shiny noises. Anything else around here? That is not what I wanted to do. We don't need to talk about it.
Talk about what?
Exactly.
Okay, good.
I'll probably water some of the trees here if it'll do. Any new habitats? Damp and dry dirt. I got this.
You're gonna do great.
That's right, there's a whole cave system in this place. Okay. There's nothing else here. Weird. This is... No, there's no way it just goes to nowhere.
It's like you're playing Minecraft.
Basically.
I'm sure you'd play Minecraft more if you could actually just play as Ditto. There are those Pokemon mod
Maybe.
packs, aren't there? Where you can like collect your Pokemans.
Yeah. I really want to do the plushie central, but I can't. It makes me sad. Mm. Did I not? Oh, I need 3 pieces of furniture to put inside. I'm assuming they'd want a bed. I don't have any leaf on me. So let's do this. A leaf. Leaf. Do I only need one for that? Oh. That nice hole there. I wonder who did that. Probably wasn't me.
You do not like a nice hole, though, I'm pretty sure.
Hey.
Oh. I'm not allowed to compliment you. I'm not allowed to
Hey.
do commentary. What am I supposed to... What can I say? What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
Oh.
Whatever you want.
Okay. You're great. You deserve love.
God
and
damn
people
it.
should...
No.
You did... What? I confused
You know what I mean.
Ah, nuh-uh.
God damn it, Brett. Wait, did I make a stool instead of a bed? No, I didn't. How's work been for you?
Oh, this was my first week. And it was 3 days. It was 3 days back to back, 12-hour shifts. So it was a little tough on the old bones.
That's fair.
But it was not that bad of work. Like it's fine. Oh, and I could not keep my job at Hobby Lobby because my old manager. I didn't tell you this. I don't think. I didn't give you any details
No.
anyway. My manager at the Hobby Lobby didn't talk to the district manager to get me the transfer paperwork. He told me I need to contact the other store, so it can, so that they'll take care of it. I called them. They said that they'll call me. They call them a few days before we get there, and it'll be taken care of. I talked to both of them regularly about it, like both stores. And when I get there, I do not have a job, and apparently I had I no longer was a part of their system. I'm like, what? And I looked at it, and I called the manager, like, well, you terminated your employment with us. I'm like, did you read my letter that I gave you? I said that I was going to, as a part of it, is that this is my last day here, as I still want to be part of the transfer. I had then called the HR department, and because the paperwork wasn't filed, I'd have to start up as a new employee again, trying to work there. I'd have to go through and be a seasonal hire again and all of that, even though they clearly had the need of employees, and there's nothing that they could do because the district manager's like, oh, I was not made aware that you needed to do this. I'm like, well, I made it clear I wanted to transfer months before this.
Wow.
And then I tried to apply to Hobby Lobby, but my job is from Friday to Sunday, 4 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I really can't work another job.
You won't have weekend availability.
I don't have weekend availability, so they're not going to let me work at
That's
Hobby
so
Lobby.
fucked. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, well, it's just another thing.
Still fucked up.
Very. I'm seriously considering contacting HR and complaining about that manager there because he's not a good person, and he's losing good people because he promised me full time. He promised me full time, and then because of other members of the staff quitting or things happening, I never got the position, but he never told me that. He just kind of brushed off like I was crazy.
Well, you are kind of crazy.
Not for expecting people to keep promises.
No. But you is crazy.
Oh, very much so. I am fully aware, my dude. You don't gotta try to sugarcoat it with me.
Alright.
I know.
Just making sure you remember. You're a little crazy.
If I forget that I'm crazy, I give you full permission to list off the times I've been crazy around you.
Oh, hell yeah.
I forget. I don't think I'm forgetting anytime soon, though.
Crazy.
I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Anyway, I built a little hobbit home in my Minecraft world.
Yeah.
Tis very cute.
You built the hole in the ground?
Actually, I built the house and I put a mountain on top of it.
Hey, that works.
I couldn't be bothered to find a hill that was gonna fit the style of build I was trying to do, so I built the building and then put the hill around it. Excuse me. Yeah, so I basically just work Friday through Sunday, and then when there's mandatory overtime, I have to deal with that, but then I have the rest of the week to kind of do whatever I want. Mostly recharge, because my legs are a little tired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But hey, That means I get to make more clippies for you and be in more of your, make sure that,
Hey
things
now.
happen. And, like, listen, I want to get ahead of it so you never have to worry about it again, because I hate when I can't keep
I
up
wasn't
with
worried
my.
about it.
I was worried about it.
I know. I wasn't.
Your algorithms. How are you going to become rich and famous if you don't have
Ah.
good clippies?
Ah. You're funny.
Thanks. How are you, Lexi?
What? Why? I didn't do anything.
You're still here.
And
You're
Pipple
still my
puts a
friend.
shower head in the middle of... I don't even know.
Maybe they like like those mud baths you get for your feet. Maybe they just want to do both steps at the same time.
Maybe.
I'm not really one to judge.
I'm not sure how this shower is even working since it's connected to a rock.
Maybe the plumbing goes into the rock. It's that little water lake, but then like behind it.
Sure.
Hold on. You are trying to say that that doesn't make any sense when you are literally reconstructing old buildings using wood and some metal. This is the stretch of the imagination?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's adorable, though.
You're sorry. Nope. I'm trying. You suck. Sorry. There you go. Yeah. Eat shit. I guess. I don't know. Please don't.
Look at the cutie. It is typical Piplup behavior, you're right. It's just, it's strange. Anyways. I have a
I'm
pommy.
gonna go. I need to eat some dinner. I think.
Okay.
It was a pleasure. I don't know if we getting back on by the time you're done, but if you're
How dare you.
Listen, you're saying why do I keep doing that? You give me mixed signals every time we talk, Lex. What do you want?
Brett, I don't even know what I want half the time, and you're asking me.
I know I'm the worst kind of person.
Yeah. Alright.
Always a pleasure, even if I'm so cruel and unusual to you and all those things.
Only sometimes.
Also, I think it's kind of weird how you keep watching Piplup shower. I'm just saying, like, give the guy some privacy.
No! It's out the middle of the... No.
Oh, so okay. Alright. But yeah, make sure y'all gift all the subbies, like it. Go to Lexi's YouTube and do all the things there as well.
I can't disagree right now. I'm saving up for a desk.
They need desk money.
I do.
They need desk money.
I do. Y'all want to be under my desk? You gotta help me actually get a desk.
I don't want to be under your desk. So.
Okay, everyone but you, Brett.
Okay, good. Everyone but Brett fun. That's what you'll call it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll hang out with you later this week if I can.
Sounds good. You have a good rest of your night.
You as well. Bye-bye. Also, give a kiss to me from Lupin. Or give Lupin a kiss from me. Brain.
Wow. Don't think.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I'll think about
fine.
it.
Jeez. Okay.
I'm not sure where there's other streetlights, but alright. I guess you can have my fluff. Ace wants to show his cheese wheel. That's just weird. No one wants to see your cheese wheel, Ace.
Sauce.
Can't loop him. That's quite a streak there. Be sure to let Mono know about that streak. Sure, Pommy can actually go over here. Yeah, today was Monday. What day did you think? There's only a couple more days left, and then we have off. Are you... Really? Honestly, that's fair, Sec. It's a whole week too, though. Like, it's fucking miserable. I'm doing this for absolutely no reason. Okay. Ow! Rude. So I just need a bulldoze Pokemon for here. I'll yoke you, Nito. I like the Pokemon that's here. It hasn't shown up yet, but when it does, I need it. I want to make the cardboard boxes, but I don't have the recipe for that yet. Because I don't want to use the only 2 boxes I know of. When I can summon a Growlithe with that. I need the fire pupper. What'd I get? Oh, it's the evolved form of it. It's a bunch of yellow grass, huh? Wow, Top. I just need the one habitat, but I don't know if I need it to be day for that. there's 2 places it could spawn. I cannot swim. That is also real life. I cannot swim. I like Lapras. Tropical Seaside. I don't know where to find... I only have 3 seeds. I think it's just hedge seeds. I wonder if we can just steal them. Hold on. Does that have to be specifically, like, against water? Probably. Yeah. Okay. No, mind while I just steal these. I wonder if this area will count. Is this not seasidey enough? Needs to be like right on an edge, huh? What? Nip, 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 nip. There we go. Go and get Lacros. That's how I'm gonna swim, Nito. Because I don't know how to swim in game, just like real life. I love my bridges, they're great. It's the Minecraft way. Oops. That was a chair. it's a cute little, like, restaurant. Well, there are more boxes. Wait a minute. This is something anybody? Does. Ah, it's a Farfetch'd. What did I learn? Ooh. I'm gonna learn to swim. If only it was that easy in real life. I think I'm just destined to sink. That's adorable. Don't worry about it. I know I do. Because you're adorable. Well, I'm a Lapras now. I think I have any food on me. I have beans. I'll have to do. My PP is full. Anyways. Surely we just didn't abandon all the Pokemon. Oh, I'm back over here. Alright. Let me out. Didn't want to let me out. That's a Pokemon. Spider? That's not a spider. Well, that's not what I was going for, but you know what? It's fine. Let's not be able to get that one during the night. I might have to come back during the day. I got very sidetracked what I was doing. That's right, I need to finish this. Piplup? Piplup, there we go. See? Piplup says I look just like Lapras. It's fine. Okay, bye. Come on, Piplup. You gotta move a little bit faster than that. Okay. Far-fetched! I am not after your leak. That's just accusatory. Oh, you're a build too. Wait, I think I can use you. Wonder if I can use you to build that. Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. So I need 1, 2, 3, 5 Pokemon now. I don't know if I want Trubbish though. Trubbish actually gives me stuff. Can I bring Meowth instead? Let's see. I can. Sweet. So many new things. Oh. I'll be a flying pirate. There's 2 here. It's just trash cans. Oh, I should have guessed that from the name, but you know. Pretty sure this is what I made. Oh no, this is with the chair. Okay. That's for the other area. I'll buy these. Comes with a rare one in there. That's for the other area, though. I really wish the toy blocks would come back. Or I'd find the recipe for it. Yeah, I can see if I can find that somewhere. I don't have a lot of wishes right now. Oh shit! Are you gonna show me another Pokemon too? I don't really know where your noises are coming from. Oh, it's a sleeping Snorlax. It's clearly Lupin sleeping here. What? You telling me you've never been as loud as Snorlax? I think not. Snorlax. Oh, yeah. I was gonna wrap up and hop off for the night, but I've encountered quests. This is why I don't do quests. At least Meowth knows the meaning of haste. Oh wait, maybe this is Ace when he loses Napperlet. brighten things up. Oh! Well, now there's flowers. Oh, I'm gonna have to make some. I'm so close. Not close enough. Fire Sprite too, you right. However, we must save here. And call it a night. So I hope you all enjoyed just chillaxing with me in Pokemon today. I'll be playing more of it, especially once I finish my Lego Pokemon. But for now, you'll see it once in a while. We gotta wake up the Snorlax after all. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see you all Wednesday. Night night.